Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna Crossland. For those of you who do not know me, hi, welcome. Today I finally am telling you guys about an indie makeup brand that I have been dying since they basically first began to try out. The brand I'm talking about today is called Kaleidos, and again, I've been really wanting to try them. Indie brands are usually a little bit more expensive than, you know, like ColourPop or drugstores, so I usually don't get to test them out as often, but it doesn't mean that I still don't want to test them out or I'm not interested. So I've been slowly trying to go through the brands, indie makeup brands that I've been dying to test out, and Kaleidos has been on the list. They sell these palettes. This is what they're like really known for, are their 6-pan palettes, and the packaging is so cute. They did come out with a new collection, and it did come out with 2 palettes. I've tried filming this like 3 times. I'm not even joking. It took me like 3 days because I used, one day I did this palette, the other day I did this palette, and I deleted like all the footage. So I think I'm just going to review one palette at a time, and today we're actually reviewing the Lunar Lavender one, but I did do a review on the Sashimi City one, and they're just so pretty. I was able to purchase both of these for $50, so they are $25 a piece, which is pretty expensive for a 6-pan, but the packaging is really nice, and they do have mirrors. Just so you know what the Sashimi one looks like, it's more of the neutral-esque one, and it's so pretty. And the packaging on the one we're talking about today looks like this. It's just really smooth, really sleek, and this is the one we're talking about today. It is a purple lover's dream. I love that there's a mirror in this packaging so much. It's really neat packaging. So this palette has 4 mattes and 2 duochromes. It did have an overlay of what the names were of the shades, but I think I already lost it, so that's how that's going. And they don't have the names on the back or the front, so that part is not my favorite, but I also feel like there's 6 shades, so when you do a tutorial it's pretty easy to point at it and people know which shade you're talking about because there's only 6 of them. I do have swatch photos on my Instagram, but I will swatch them for you right now because there's only 6 of them, so it won't take no time at all. So here is the first one. I actually really love this shade. It is a cool toned, it does have like some purple to it. It's like a gray tone mauve. It's really beautiful. Next we have this beautiful duochrome here. These are definitely more topper-esque, but they have intense shine. Here is our next duochrome. This one is still beautiful. It's not quite as intense of a shift as this one. But just so you know, toppers tend to not have as much background pigment, so if you put it on top of another shadow, it will really transform it. I highly recommend using these types with either your finger or a glitter glue. Sometimes they can be hard to pick up on a brush, but these are packed full of like tiny glitters, and that's kind of what sets these ones apart from some other brands, is they're just super sparkly. Is our kind of hot purple. These mattes are so soft. Sometimes purples, especially like this type, I've never had luck with it being so soft but still have really good payoff. This is our lighter lavender color, again so soft. And then the last one is this dark brown. All soft, all pigmented. As you saw, that was just, none of these have been built up. I will say the only con about these shadows is they do have quite a bit of fallout, and even though I've only used this duochrome like a couple of times now, it's still like it's already like sinking in quite a bit. Like I've used a ton of it already. Other than that, I have no complaints. They're pigmented, they're easy to blend, and this color story is very beautiful to me. I do feel like the only duochrome that I might have similar to this one is from the new Be Perfect Cosmetics Carnival palette, Stacey Marie times Be Perfect. And this one I feel like might be in the Lilac You A Lot palette, kind of similar. It kind of gives me similar vibes to Lilac You A Lot. But you do have these browns which make it a little bit more unique. So I do really love the color story, and I love the formulas they chose to put in here. So today, this is the look I came up with. I have used this palette twice, so this isn't a first impressions. Also, Declan is napping right now. He woke up at 4:30 this morning and now he's napping, so our schedule's like all off and my brain's all off. I'm exhausted, but I really wanted to film this for you guys. But I just want to let you know that occasionally you'll hear me turn on the monitor to check in on him, and so you might hear like music playing in the background because that's like his little nightlight. It plays music. So if you hear that, I'm sorry. I forgot to turn it off, but you know, I'm just trying to be a good mom and check up on my kid. We're gonna be starting off with, surprise, surprise, my favorite primer from e.l.f., the e.l.f. Eye Putty Primer. It is more of a sticky base consistency and I just really like it. We're gonna start off by going into this taupey grayish color. I really liked this shade last time I used it because it is actually like a true taupe. I tried these without a primer as well and they worked fabulous. We're gonna take some of the lighter lavender shade and put some on top just to bring some purple tones into it. Not to really be super pigmented, but just kind of make it a little bit more purple toned. Take that lavender under the eye. Next, we're gonna go into the dark purple. We're gonna take the deep brown. Last time I tried this, I didn't use a glitter glue. I just used my finger and it worked fine. But today I think I just want to try a glitter glue just to see what it's like. But I will say it's just easier to use your finger because they are more like topper-esque types of shades. So I'm literally just gonna pop that on there and then I use a brush to kind of create that how I want it. We're gonna go into the darker duochrome right there. I wish the names were in the palette, but they are not, unfortunately. Oh yeah, the glitter glue completely intensifies it to a whole new level. But again, they were really glittery before. Like, they're fine on their own, but if you want them to look basically like glitter, use a glitter glue. Okay. And lastly, we're gonna put the lighter shade on the inner corner. It's like a pretty pinky purple. Alright, I'm going to finish up the other eye, clean up, and I'll be back. Here is the finished look. Every single time I've used this palette, I love the finished outcome. And it was pretty similar last time too. It's a little, because obviously it's like the same colors, but they're just, I don't know. I really like these colors. I think they did a good job with this color story. I love how it turned out. I think if you love purples and you love duochromes, you would very much enjoy this palette. Specifically, you're used to working with topper duochromes. I feel like if you're not used to working with that formula, you might not. Some people do not like them. Again, one time I was using the Morphe palette and they have these really pretty topper-esque type of formulas in there and someone called them All I Got Was Fart Sparkles, and then so now I like think of topper shadows as fart sparkles because someone commented that on my video. But I would say this would be a great palette to pick up from Kaleidos, and I feel like if you've been wanting to try them or if you've never heard of them before, go check them out. I will link them down below. I will say it did take some time to get shipped to me because it is coming from China. I ordered it on a pre-order and it took, I think, almost 2 weeks to get here. So it took a while. I don't know if that was just because of the initial launch. I mean, they did say that it would take not ship until later, which I knew, but it still took a lot, like a while to travel to me. Just to put that out there. I feel like with indie makeup brands, you have to be a little bit more patient because sometimes, you know, either they're making the shadows or they're shipping it from somewhere else. And so you just have to be a little bit more patient and hopefully a little bit more understanding, because usually these indie makeup brands aren't run by a ton of people. Usually it's just a few people, sometimes even just one person. So if we can just, you know, have a little bit of patience, that'd be awesome. All right, let me know what you guys think of this palette. I really like it and I can see myself using it quite a bit. You guys have a great day and I'll talk to you later. Bye.